So, the first of our quarterfinals complete, and a very good victory for Go and Lai of Malaysia. Now, if you were looking at the website a little earlier today, you probably would have been expecting a women's doubles match with the Olympic silver medalists Yule and Pedersen against Yonau and Fukuman. Unfortunately, there's been an injury to one of the Danes, Yule, rather serious knee injury. We hope it's not too serious anyway, but it's stopped her playing today in the quarterfinals, which means we are delighted to say that we have an extra women's singles, and it is Saina Nehwal, the 2012 winner of this Denmark Open, up against the defending champion Akane Yamaguchi of Japan. When we look at the draw for the women's singles from quarterfinal stage, 6 different nations involved, and incredibly 6 of the 8 quarterfinalists have been in a Super Series tournament this year. The only exceptions were Kim, who was promoted from the qualifying and has been beaten by last year's beaten finalist Tai Su Ying in 3 games. The other player who has not been in a Super Series tournament final this year is Chen Yu-fei, who has got through today to her first ever Super Series semi-final by beating the winner of the Indonesian Super Series, Sayaka Sato. So that means that the World Championship bronze medalist Chen Yu-fei through to her first ever semi-final at Super Series, and it's extraordinary that she's already won World Championship bronze medal, which she hasn't actually been until now in a Super Series semi-final. Well, we're going to see both of the other quarterfinals in the women's singles, and our first one is in the bottom half of the draw. Saina Nehwal against Akane Yamaguchi.
And now on court number 1, women's singles. Please welcome the winner of the Far East Malaysian Masters from India, Saina Nehwal.
Saina Nehwal, the former world #1, won this title 5 years ago, beating Juliana Schenk of Germany in the final.
From Japan, Akane Yamaguchi,
the defending champion. The only player who won a title last year still in this year's tournament, Akane Yamaguchi, the 20-year-old, does a high fives with the mascots as she makes her way onto court. Akane Yamaguchi was the #1 seed at the World Championships, and she lost in the last 16 to Chen Yu-fei, who we've just been talking about. In the bottom half of the draw, she's just reached her first ever Super Series semi-final. It's extraordinary that Saina Nehwal not seeded this year. This is her 8th appearance here at the Denmark Open, and this is her 5th quarter-final. So she's had a very, very consistent time every time she's come here to the Denmark Open, and the first time she came was 10 years ago when she was just 17 years of age. Obviously, she's now 27 years of age and currently #12 in the world ranking. That #1 she held for a total of 14 weeks over 3 different spells. Olympic bronze medalist in London 2012, World Championships silver medalist in Jakarta in 2015, and a bronze medalist just a couple of months ago as well. Now look who she beat in the first round. The #5 seed, the reigning Olympic champion, Carolina Marin. And she beat her in 2 straight games. Both of her matches are tough, but both straight games, Nicharon Jindapon of Thailand was the player she beat yesterday. So back to good form after all her injury problems, surgery after the Rio Olympics last year, Saina Nehwal. And for Akane Yamaguchi, the #4 seed, born in Katsuyama City in Fukui. And she's spent a total of 13 weeks as world #2. She's #1 on the Super Series standings at the moment. And last year, she won the title, beating Tai Su Ying in the final in 3 wonderful games. In the first round here, she beat Yip Hui Yin of Hong Kong. And if you were with us yesterday, you will have enjoyed that super match against Zhang Bei Wen of the United States of America. An hour and 4 minutes, and Zhang Bei Wen in great form because she was fresh from winning her 3rd Dutch Open last week. So this will be the 3rd meeting between these 2 players, and the previous 2 encounters, honours are shared. But the last time they met was in the first round of the Malaysian Premier Super Series. It was 3 games, as you can see there, 56 minutes for that. And the first time they met was in the final of the China Premier Super Series in 2014, and of course Saina Nehwal won on that occasion. So this is their 3rd meeting and the 3rd time they've met at a Premier Super Series event. Saina Nehwal, who has changed the face of badminton in her home country. Our court officials, Jan Andersson of Sweden is our umpire, and Jörg Heskil of Germany, the service judge. No, she's not the tallest of athletes, Akane Yamaguchi. She's 156, that's about 5'2". Saina Nehwal, 167, that's 5'6".
Yeah, it's not often that we're referring to the tall Saina Nehwal.
No. But she is in this match in comparison.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Saina Nehwal, India. And on my left, Akane Yamaguchi, Japan. Akane Yamaguchi to serve. Love all. Play.
So the number 4 seed, Akane Yamaguchi, nearest to us, against the unseeded former champion, Saina Nehwal. Well, she's extremely quick around the court, is Yamaguchi. Extremely skillful as well, but after all the surgery and injury problems last year for Saina Nehwal, she underwent knee surgery after the Olympic Games. It really is lovely to see her playing well again, isn't it?
It is, and I'm actually looking a lot forward to this match. Of course, it's a pity for Camilla Rytter-Juhl that she got injured, and we wish her a speedy recovery and so on. But had she been able to play, the Danes would have been huge favorite against the Japanese opposition in the women's doubles. This match here, I'm really looking forward to see it, because this will be a good test to see how far Saina has come with her recovery. Women's singles is extremely competitive at the moment. There's so many good players, and she hasn't got everything together in the same tournament yet. Always faced tough opposition, but here we've seen her beat Carolina Marin in the first round, playing really, really late compared to when she was scheduled yesterday, and anyway disposing of Jindapon, whom she lost to earlier this year. So and they've got a 1-1 head-to-head, so really, really interesting to see how strong she's become, Saina, in her recovery.
It's gone well long. Also very interesting, of course, it was announced very recently that Saina Nehwal was leaving her then coach Vimal Kumar and had gone back to Palala Gopichand at the Hyderabad training center, where he has a center of excellence.
Exactly, very, very interesting, and also interesting that everything was done in good spirit, and Vimal, who's a very, very nice person, said, yeah, that's the right thing to do right now. And I think he's right, because now India has 2 really, really strong women's singles players that can spar with each other. they've had a huge upgrade on the coaching side with
Service over.
where before it was more or less all Pulala Gopichan, the head national coach. Now he's got help from. Oh, faulted for the serve.
Yeah.
Now he's got help from Mulya Handoyo and Haryawan, who's sitting next to him here. So when she moved away, it was to get that more focus and attention from a coach that Gopichan at that time couldn't give because there were too many players coming up.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of good coaches in India as well.
Yeah.
So it makes perfectly sense to reunite.
But I remember when Saina Nehwal announced that she was going to go and train with Bimal Kumar, Pulala Gopichan was equally as nice and said it's the best thing for Saina right now. Then all I want is the best for Saina Nehwal. So I mean, why other players and coaches can't act in the same way as the Indian coaches have done, which is in a very mature, very pleasant fashion.
Yeah.
Just came wide.
Yeah.
Sideways drift.
Very good start for Yamaguchi here. And one of the interesting things is to see how is Saina going to cope with the speed of the Japanese player and the deceptions, because it's going to be she's got to try and put a lot of pressure on Yamaguchi to be able to anticipate better what kind of shots is coming back at her.
Service over.
Well, that was a run of 5 straight points.
4-8.
Well, second time she's been faulted for struck above the waist. I'm struggling to see that myself. Can't remember when I've ever seen her faulted.
The frustrating thing is that Saina is serving exactly as she's always done.
Yeah. And I can't remember when she's ever been faulted before. No more needs to be said.
Good catch up.
It's over. 6-10. Service over. 11-6.
Well, it was that run of 5 straight points from 3-all, and she's kept that 5-point advantage all the way through to the mid-game interval.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. 6-4.
Choi Sang-bum, the coach of
11-6.
Akane Yamaguchi,
Play.
and Pulala Gopichan, who we were talking about a little earlier, Saina's coach. Oh, no, that's wild. Problem is, Steen, if a player suddenly gets called a fault on their serve, they feel frustration. It comes out in other ways, like perhaps going for a winner there before she'd really worked the rally.
Yeah, I think it was meant as a pressure shot, but then overdoing the sideways drift. I mean, if you smash down the line, it's not going to help you that much on that side. But it takes a bit of concentration away, because you normally it would be a normal reaction to say, okay, is it going to happen again, or it's a free point for the opponent.
Yeah.
So you use brain capacity, so to speak, to worry just a little bit, and even just a little bit takes some of your concentration away.
Yeah.
But if someone can cope with that, I would expect it to be Saina, because, I mean, mentally and tactically, she's, in my opinion, one of the very best players on the women's singles tour.
Oh, that's well worked from Yamaguchi. Oh, goodness me, what an accurate smash.
14-8.
And on that side where the drift is taking it in, you simply just go for the line.
15-8.
If you miss the line a little bit in a normal situation with no drift, then you're going to get a little help here and you might still catch the line.
Yeah. Oh, almost like that.
Service over.
Oh, very, very nearly came back in.
9-15. Service over. 16-9.
She's playing it around a little bit. By the way, Yamaguchi is doing absolutely great, but Saina is playing it around a little bit. I don't think we're going to see her go all out to try a comeback in this game. I think she's saving a little bit for the second game where she's playing against the drift. She can't really punch her clears here. So she's sort of trying to get a feel for the conditions on court and hope that she can come back and take the second game and force a decider.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, what a great smash.
10-18.
Oh, magnificent. That was right onto the line.
Service over. 19-10. 20, game point 10.
Oh, that's a lovely plunge, clear. Absolutely fabulous. What a good opening game by the defending champion, Akane Yamaguchi.
First game won by Akane Yamaguchi, 21-10.
21-10 confirms the umpire. Am I reading that right? 12 minutes? Extraordinary.
Yeah, and there's been some matches that have been fairly short. here, and I think that's unusual, but we can say that it's pretty much due to the conditions, due to the drift in the hole. So we don't have that many long rallies that we used to have here in Odense. And in my opinion, there's two ways that this match can progress that would make sense to me. That one is that Saina is making a fight back and is able to control the rallies a bit more with her punch clears, with her smashes, with a good net play, and it's going to be closer in the second game. What worries me a little bit is that those two players, they were set to play almost at the same time yesterday, but it didn't pan out that way because of issues with the lighting here in the hall. So Saina's match was moved, and I think she only got on court around midnight.
Yeah.
Which can totally disrupt the whole rhythm and the way your body works.
Yeah.
And we don't know how she feels right now. It's
well, technically, she's just playing her second match today.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, court 3 became unplayable because of lighting issues, and the players who were due to play on court 3 had to wait until courts 1 and 2 had finished their scheduled matches before they were slotted in after those.
One love. It's over. 1-1. Service over.
Do you think that Saina's got to try and command the rallies more now that she can use the punch clear and the drift?
Yeah, I think she's got to do that because of the speed of Yamaguchi. She's so fast and it's got so many deceptions.
It's coming back in.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. She didn't really command the rally, which is what I had alluded to. But, you know, using these punch clears, look at that, held it to the last moment. And she can do that because it's holding up that far end.
Yeah. And if she doesn't do that, if she doesn't steal time, so to speak, from Yamaguchi, then it's really, really hard for Saina to read the shots of Yamaguchi. And one of the things where it's possible to put pressure on Saina, it is with the footwork. I mean, she's working really hard, and it just doesn't change the fact that that's not one of her key strengths.
Well, that was a lovely backhand from Yamaguchi.
4-2.
You watch this hold and flick. Yeah. Totally deceived. Nehwal.
You could almost see those smaller steps. There were more than two, I think, in the middle. Break, break, break. Oh, back in the same direction. Well played.
Yeah.
Service over. 3-4.
In.
Service
Started
over.
wide,
Yeah.
finished in.
And that's the 20
3.
centimetres of sideways drift coming into play.
Well played.
Yeah, good rally.
4-5.
Of course, the thing for Yamaguchi is to make sure that she, whenever there's a little chance, sort of gets a little deception on, takes command of the rally so that she keeps Saina guessing, keeps getting Saina to be a little late on the shots. Good one.
Oh, that's super, isn't it?
Service over.
After she'd actually hit the shuttle, there was a bit more racket movement as if to sort of help it over.
She needed to help it over.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, well played. That drop shot from, was perhaps a drop shot, recovery shot from Saina that had no pressure on and immediately in trouble. This one, see, one more pressure. And it can come in all 6 corners, so to speak. And it could have been a body smash as well. So 7 corners possible. Can't see where it's going because she's got such lovely technique. That's it. That's the way to do it.
Service over. 5-7.
Well, I was saying earlier that she's changed the whole face of the sport of badminton in India. Saina Nehwal single-handedly, and now they've got, well, until yesterday they had 5 men in the top 20 in the world. And
6-7.
since Saina won her Olympic bronze medal, incidentally, she was only the 2nd ever female athlete from India ever to win an Olympic medal. Maheshwari was the first in 1996 in a bronze in weightlifting. But, I mean, really, it was Saina Nehwal who's changed attitudes to badminton.
And I think it's safe to say not only India, it's of course been the biggest sort of change or turnaround or emergence, whatever you say, but it's also changed the world of badminton because India has now been a factor as a team, not only as Prakash Padukone or Pullela Gopichand, who is the one creating results for India previous to this group of very talented players that we see right now. And we've seen the doubles players also improve. They're going to improve more, but what we really need to see is the next generation, the juniors coming up, who's been inspired and thinks that they can do everything because they've seen their fellow singles players do well.
This is another good rally, isn't it? Look at this. Every inch of the court being explored. That's gone wide.
And this is right now. It can change fast, but right now it's exactly the match that I hoped for.
Yeah.
2 players, different styles, battling.
Big high clear.
Yeah.
Good lengths too.
Great control by Yamaguchi.
Service over. 9.
That drops really, really close to the net. It requires an extra step from Saina, and that makes it hard to control it.
Just long.
Service over. 10-9.
Oh,
Service over.
great deception. So
10-4.
who's going to have the 1 point advantage at the mid-game interval? Clever. Oh my goodness. Oh, the athletic ability there, the jump in the air from Yamaguchi. Because she'd been wrong-footed there, did well. This one, look at that. Great control, great athletic ability. So it's Yamaguchi who has the 1 point advantage here in the second.
And following yesterday, I'm a little concerned when they turned down the lights on 2 courts here in Odense. Fortunately, we're still full lighting on this court here.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Thank you, coach.
Well, I know I said earlier, Steen, that I felt that Saina Nehwal needed to start dictating the pace of the rally and controlling the rally. It's easier said than done if your opponent starts it first.
Yeah.
12-10.
It is, and I mean, Yamaguchi's also got anticipating abilities. So
Service over.
she's of course trying to make it difficult.
12.
It's well placed.
Service over. 13-11.
Oh, that's great judgment.
Yeah.
My goodness me.
Service over.
We haven't had a challenge in this match yet, have we?
12-13.
Don't think we've had a challenge all day so far, have we?
It's gone wrong.
Oh, she played it.
That's the most safe way to win. That's why we have no challenges. She plays a little
14.
on the big court.
12.
Yeah, did you notice that she had time when you, obviously she can't hear us, we're sitting well back from the court, but she looked down at the line, then looked up at the shuttle, thought it's a little too close for comfort, I'm going to play it anyway.
Yeah.
Got her spatial awareness, that's amazing.
And it shows a lot of confidence that, okay, I've got a bigger chance playing the rally. I don't want to take a 50-50 chance on the line.
Yeah.
15-12.
And now it's starting to look difficult for Saina Nehwal. And when I say that, I seem always to get in trouble because Saina, she refuses to to give in and accept that she's playing a really strong player today.
Yeah. Yamaguchi seems to have gone up a gear from yesterday's match. In her own intensity, that's to take nothing away from Zhang Beiwen in yesterday's encounter.
But also, I mean, these top players, the more matches they play in these windy conditions, the more they adjust, the better they play.
17-12.
That was great control, just emphasising the point you just made. Just hitting with the drift.
Yeah, and a little deception again, and Saina cannot tell
Yeah.
whether she has to go short or long. Impossible to say. It's gone long.
18-12.
9 of the last 11 points. That's another nice clear. Yeah.
19,
Today,
12.
this lady just doesn't have the answers.
No.
But I'm with you, Steen. I can't help but wonder how much that late match last night has affected her.
We heard Victor Axelsen. He was furious that he was made to play around midnight.
Yeah. So it's match point opportunities now for Yamaguchi. Oh, that was well saved.
Service over. 13-20.
Alles anzugucken. Store Aussprache über eine Runde for first set.
Well taken. Wonderful display today from the number 4 seed, Akane Yamaguchi. The defending champion still on track in her desire to retain her title here at the Denmark Open.
21-10, 21-13.
Umpire just confirming that scoreline. Fraction under 30 minutes of play. And the victory for Akane Yamaguchi. 12 of the last 14 points to the defending champion. This is the final rally. And the victory secured. So through to the semi-final once more. Yamaguchi, last year's champion, is through once again to the semi-final. So as you can see, no action on any of the 3 courts at this precise moment, but action will be getting underway in just a minute. And we will have the only quarterfinal remaining in the women's singles, the last semi-final place to be decided, and that's Sung Ji-hyung against the former world champion Ratchanok Intanon. After that, we'll have men's singles with the newly crowned world champion Victor Axelsen. So many of the fans here have come to see him against Srikanth Kidambe, and then we'll finish with men's doubles. Well, as I was saying, just one place to be decided in the women's singles draw now. And as you can see, Tai Su Ying the world #1 and beaten finalist last year. It's possible, Steve, we could have a repeat of last year's final if Tai Tzu Ying were to win her semi-final and Akane Yamaguchi the same, then it would be a repeat. But we need to decide who will be the last player in